All right, folks. What an afternoon. Oh, boy. South Carolina, that defense, wow. They laid it to Kentucky. Kentucky couldn't stop them for a second. And, of course, we've got our big game here in 30 minutes. Boy, it makes you glad to have Josh Heupel, doesn't it, after seeing some of these offenses today? Good grief. Auburn. Oh, no, Auburn. I told them to go get a quarterback, and they didn't do it. And South Carolina, they won with their defense, period. Their offense was okay. We can call it okay. Lenora Sellers tried to give the game away a few times with his interceptions and his fumbles, but he came through enough to where they could survive because of that defense. I did notice Gerald, was it Mincy, the guy that used to play for Tennessee that gave us a bunch of grief? I looked like that offensive line of Kentucky's. Oh, my goodness, what a struggle that was. Struggle bus. Anyway, let's see what y'all have to say about all this good stuff. I'm sure there's plenty of comments. Yeah. That was. Yeah. Well, I knew, hey, I told you that possibly could be a blowout. I didn't know it was going to go the other way. I was right on Michigan, though. Michigan got blown out by Texas. And I thought for sure Kentucky's offensive line would be able to at least do as well as Old Dominion's, but they couldn't. That was pitiful. I couldn't believe it. They could do nothing. Again, aren't you glad you're a Tennessee Vol fan? You have offense. A lot of these teams don't. Auburn had no offense, zero. Kentucky had zero offense. That poor quarterback, they just beat him to death. Oh, yeah, and I saw where Notre Dame went down, Mark. Yeah, that could be big in the playoff, by the way. That could affect Tennessee in a major way. That's a very good thing to have happen because they were pretty much guaranteed after they won that first game against Texas A&M. They got such an easy schedule. Having that terrible loss, I'm going to pull that up since you mentioned that. Let me pull up that loss. Let me see who – I'm trying to remember who they played. Let's see. They play – oh, my gosh. Northern Illinois. Oh, no. No. There's no way they lost to them. That's not possible. 16-14. I'm going to pull this up. This is a shocker. Unbelievable. Folks, they got beat by Northern Illinois Huskies. What is North? Oh, I've never even heard of that team. Have y'all heard of that team? Wow. 16-14. That hurts them so bad in the playoff, I can't even begin to tell you. That is just a disaster. Wow. All right, let's see what all. Good gosh. Yeah, that's South Carolina. Yeah. Yeah, everybody's celebrating that one. Yeah, I'm sure Jackpot's happy as he can be. Yeah, Vandergrift didn't play well at all. And he was on his dadgum back most of the time. He didn't look very good either. He didn't play as well as I expected. But, God, he didn't have 2 seconds. Gary, I think I saw Connor over there somewhere. You could be right. No, that was just good defense and bad offensive line of Kentucky is what that was. Good gosh. They couldn't block anybody. That poor left tackle, all he could do was hold. I mean, I've never seen a guy get beat as badly as he was on a regular basis. That was just awful. I don't know what they can do. And that was the one thing I said. I said South Carolina's defense could keep them in the game. I said Lenoris was not going to win that ball game for him, and he didn't. Well, actually, let's pull up the stats. Let's be fair to Lenoris. Let's see. He was 11 for 15 for 159 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Yeah, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. He had 2 fumbles also that he didn't lose. But 159 yards. So, I mean, that's Is what it is. I wouldn't call it a much of a game, but it was good. That just shows how good South Carolina's defense played, because 159 yards was enough out of your quarterback. Yeah, Gerald Mincey, I think he should have stayed with Tennessee, huh? Yeah, the Notre Dame is shocking. To be beat by Northern Illinois. Yeah, wasn't there a blocked kick? The Northern Illinois blocked Notre Dame's kick. Well, he kind of did. And I think it wasn't because he played all that great. It was because Brock didn't. And part of it was he had no time back there. But the other, he looked a little bit, I don't know, he looked like he was on skates to me. He looked kind of fumbly back there. It was ugly. All right, I got to do this for South Carolina. I don't want to do it, but I got to. Yeah. Y'all had that coming. I had to make that for you. I know I've got some South Carolina people in here watching. Here, I'll give it to you one more time here. How many of y'all remember that cartoon? I know I got people old enough in here that grew up with that cartoon as a kid. I know you are. All right. And we got to talk about Texas too. Good gosh. We'll get into Tennessee here in just a minute, but the Texas thing. Let's see what of course, I knew they were going to whoop up on Michigan, or at least I thought so. 31-12. They gave them 6 points there at the end, whatever. And Quinn Ewers had a great game. They have no quarterback at Michigan, 2 interceptions. Terrible. I'm sure his rating's going to be horrible. Yeah, Michigan's done. They need to go ahead and start negotiating with the NCAA, take their 25 to 30 scholarship reduction, pay their $10 million fine, a 1-year postseason ban, something like that, and whatever else. Foghorn Leghorn. Everybody knows Foghorn. Let's see. Corn Pop. Did you know that the real Rudy? No, I did not know that, Pop. I had no idea. Is that true? You wouldn't have put $5 up there if it wasn't true. Well, I was expecting to have some Kentucky fans in here celebrating. That's not how it is. Nope. Yeah, Texas is going to go up. That wasn't any big win, though. It just wasn't to have a big win over Michigan's no good. They're no good, but Texas is good. Now, folks, I'm going to go ahead and warn you what we're going to be dealing with Texas is going to be this right here.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Really?
Yeah, horns down. There were no horns down today. Man, another dadgum. Look here. Mark, what'd you do here? That would be, wouldn't that be great to play them? That would be awesome. You're talking about a game in Neyland. Holy crap. That would be unbelievable. My brother Junebug is, oh, by the way, my brother Junebug's at the game, the NC State game, because that's what Junebug does. He goes to everything. He'll call me up sometimes. He's on the bridge in San Francisco. He goes, man. My brother, as a child, loved to go bye-bye, and it's always that way. If he gets a chance to see the balls, he's going to do it. And I'll show you that video here in a minute. Oh, boy. Didn't I make something else? What else did I do? Oh, yeah, I'm going to play that one too. Let's see. Oh, I got to play the FSU lady too. Y'all have been asking for that, and I made one earlier today. Y'all probably hadn't seen it, so I'm going to play it for you.
Can't wait for Tennessee to lose in football next year, because that's what they do every year. And they won't win this either. So screw them. Who cares?
You sure about that?
Don't care.
Oh, I hear you.
Y'all have been wearing me out about the FSU lady. So I made a little video clip for you there. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to. Yeah. Everybody's excited about Notre Dame. Cam, I have responded to many of your comments because I recognize that crazy face you've got right there. That's, folks, I respond to comments, just so you know. No, I'm not putting that up there. Let's see. You sure? You sure about that? I'm playing that again.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
Oh, wait a minute. I blew it. Dagnabbit. Sometimes I mess up, folks. I'll do it again. I'll do it right. Hold on.
Can't wait for Tennessee to lose in football next year because that's what they do every year. And they won't win this either. So screw them. Who cares?
You sure about that?
Don't care.
Oh, I hear
Oh, that's terrible. I shouldn't enjoy that so much. It's the thing about YouTube. I've had people clip my stuff too, make me look foolish. It is what it's just part of YouTube. No big deal. Oh no. Jim, that's classic. That's classic. That was a good comment. Oh man. Oh, here we go. Wait. Hold on. Said he was fined $300,000. Rudy. Come on, Rudy. Let's see. I know. I'm going to play my brother's thing. And some of y'all have seen Junebug, but he's at the game and he made a little video for us to show us the field and everything. And let's see here.
All right, Tennessee fans, here we go. Down here on the field for the ball game. Pretty nice evening. I like our chances. I think we're going to kill them tonight because we've got a pretty good quarterback. Enjoy.
Yeah, Junior's all about. He thinks Nico's extra special. He feels very. I mean, he felt good enough to go to the game. Although he'll go to the games. That's just part of it. And I'm getting tired of other YouTubers saying our coach looks like Bobby Hill. He does not.
Damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right. You deserve better than this.
All right, he looks a little bit like, but he's our Bobby Hill. Folks, he's our Bobby Hill. We might as well just accept it. It's the way it is. It's like this forehead. You see this big forehead? I've learned to accept it. It's what it is. Peyton Manning and I go to a class together. It's for men with large foreheads, and it's a support class. So you just got to, take it for what it is. If you got a coach that looks like Bobby Hill,
damn it, Bobby, this just ain't right. You deserve better than this.
Oh, you may be right, Steve. This could be some great football. Let's see. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were number 16 in the SEC. They're going to pop up big time after beating Kentucky. They'll probably go to 13th or something like that, 12th. It's going to help them. That was a good win. That was an important win for them because it was on the road. They still got a problem at quarterback, but their defense is for real. I mean, they made Kentucky look, I couldn't believe it. And Kentucky normally has a good offensive line. That's their thing. They love to run the ball. You can't run the ball doing that crap. Oh, let's see. Hank Hill. If Hank Hill had a YouTube channel, damn it, Bobby. Oh gosh, I should have. That was a good one, SC Rocket. That's a good idea. I should have done that one. Yeah, Peds or Hets are fall. If I'd have thought about that earlier, I would have done that. I'll give you this one, though. Wait a minute. I started. Oh, man. You may be right, Keg. Yeah, he might have needed look, at some point, you got to get a win. You just need one for your mental stability in life. I can understand that. I really can. I know you folks can. If you're watching a YouTube pre-show, you understand you need wins when it comes to football. It helps you. Let's see. God, everybody's popping them. There's a bunch of people in here. Let's see. Yeah, I got to agree with that. That's, folks, I'm in shock over that. I just can't believe it. That helps you folks. Y'all don't, some of you do understand what a huge boost that is for the Vols to get in the playoff, because Notre Dame, I mean, they were going to take a spot for sure. After beating Texas A&M, everybody had them in the playoff. And they would have had to do something awful to not get in it, because even if they lost a game or two, they would have said, oh, well, they're Notre Dame. But to lose to Northern Illinois, or whatever the crap they're called, was it Northern Illinois? I'm just telling you straight up, that's a monster loss, an absolute monster loss, period. You can't, thank you there, Jay Ford. I really appreciate that. That's kind of you. Yeah, the Notre Dame fans have got to be just freaking out. I know they can't believe it. I should have done a Northern Illinois of the kind of a big deal guy. That would have been, I had no idea it was going to happen. Who'd have thought that would have happened? Yep. So they're like, oh my gosh. Yeah, they paid Northern Illinois $1.4 million to come up there and whoop their butt. That's difficult. That's frustrating. You shouldn't have to pay that much money for that level of embarrassment. Let's see. When was I at UT? I was there from like 85 to 89 or 86 to 90. I can't remember. My brother was the captain of the UT golf team, the guy I just showed you, in the early 80s, and then I was in the late 80s. Now, he's a better golfer than I am, just so you know. He's played in like 7 or 8 majors, and he won 20 grand last year or the year before in the Senior British Open. He's a heck of a player. Let's see. I was just your run-of-the-mill SEC level golfer, which, I mean, it's not – I wasn't a bad golfer by any stretch. It's just, you know, when you're playing with All-Americans, shooting 74 and 73 doesn't impress people too much. Let's see. I appreciate that. I certainly do. That's what I'm telling you. That they had them in the playoff, folks. They had them in the playoff. It was done. Now, tonight, well, let's talk a little bit of UT. I know what y'all came in here for. Grayson McCall is the key to this game, because if we can stop him, we're going to win this game without too much trouble. If we don't, then we'll have to outscore him, which we've got Nico. We've got those wide receivers. We got Samson. We got that good offensive line. You know, we can score. We should easily get into the 30s, you know, barring some freak event. We should be fine and get into the 30s. We need to keep them no more than like the low 20s. If we score in the 20s, it's going to be a tight ball game, because I think they'll score in the 20s. Our secondary, I don't trust it. I trust our defensive line. I think we'll pressure him, but if he gets any time back there, he's going to connect, because he's a good quarterback. He's consistent. He's typically accurate. He wasn't for the first 3 quarters in that ball game against whatever the name of the team was they played that they almost got beat by. But that's the key. And they've got a really, really good wide receiver named Concepcion, who he's going to be he's probably first, second, third round draft pick. They've also got a guy that goes by the name of Hollywood. And he's a running back / wide receiver, kind of a does it all type dude. Keep your eye on him. Those are the 2 guys that are the most dangerous. And they've got a good running back. One thing about that game last year, they had their Mike linebacker who got thrown out in like the second play. and he lined him up. He's like their quarterback on defense. So he will be back for this game. And that may have had something to do with why they struggled on defense. So Fordham, his name is Caden Fordham. He'll be back. So those are your keys on NC State. And they've also got a pretty darn good defensive coordinator. So we'll have to we need to handle their defense, which I think, look, Tennessee's hard to stop. We're hard to stop. And we've got Hendon Hooker 2.0 with a bigger upside. And nobody stopped Hendon and the Tennessee Vols except Georgia. But Georgia had a 5-star at every position, and they're on a different level on defense. It's just the way it is. Mike Matthews, I don't know if Mike Matthews is playing or not. If he doesn't, we'll be okay. If he doesn't, we'll be all right. We've got Dante Thornton. We got Brazil. We got Squirrel White. You've got Brew McCoy. I mean, and you got tight ends coming out the yin yang. I'd love to see Boo Carter play great. Boo is very important to us. I know he's just a freshman, but he's important. I'm seeing a lot of that. A lot of people think we're going to whoop them by at least 20. The spread is 9 points, I believe. 9.5, something like that. I told you it'd probably end up be close to 10. So we'll see how that plays out. Let's see here. Yeah, Brew for sure. I expect Brew to have a real nice game. You know, a lot of people don't realize he's so important to this team. Not only does he can handle those third downs, he's great at blocking at the defensive backs. And what he's really good at, this is the one thing that he's an unsung hero. When our running backs break into the secondary, a lot of times the reason they break long runs is because Brew takes out the safety. And he's 225-pound linebacker playing wide receiver. When he hits you, he's a problem, you know, as opposed to a 180-pound guy that's a wide receiver that just kind of gets in your way. No, Brew will take you down. He'll whoop you. So that's why he's so important to the Vols. It's not only his pass-catching ability, which he has incredible hands. Well, you saw it in the Alabama game. He caught the most important pass in the last several years for Tennessee when Hendon hit him, that 25-yard pass, and then we kicked that helicopter field goal for the championship. Well, it was a championship that night. Oh, man. Let's see. What's Stingray saying? He must be saying something in here. Oh, he's working it out there with Slim. What else have I got? Oh, I got something else in here for you. This is at 7:30. This is what it's going to be like.
Say when.
Yeah, here in just a few minutes. About, what do we got? About 10 minutes. You'll be seeing that. I made that one for you earlier today, though. Trying to make sure I got all my clips in here. Let's see. Yeah, I did. Sampson. Yeah, Sampson's very important. Dylan Sampson's very important. I don't think they're – here's the thing. NC State's got to pick a poison, okay? They've either got to put 7 or 8 in the box and try to stop the run, which that's a huge risk. If you put 8 in the box, you'd better pray Nico and Dante don't connect, or Brazil or one of those guys, because we can score 7 points like that if you do that. If you leave 6 in the box, we're going to light you up inside. We're going to run all over you with Sampson. So they're really I would not want to try to stop the Vols right now. Let's see. And our offensive line's been doing a good job. I feel good about them. You've got 2 good tackles, obviously. You've got our center, who's Mays, is huge. Having him in there makes me feel great. We've got one really good guard, and then we got another. There's one question mark, and I believe that's left guard, which we're a little bit questionable about. But gosh, we've got like 10 linemen that could play that position. So surely out of those 10 guys, one of them can play it well. So Yeah, they'll be running the ball. Don't you look? That's what we do. Everybody thinks we're pass happy. No, we're not. No, we're not. We like to run. We like to run it a lot. Let's see. The jet sweep. Sweep. We'll see. Let's see. The jet. Yeah. Is that what they like to do? The jet sweep? We'll be ready for them. My only question is that secondary. Yeah, I expect to have an after party if we win, and I'll be here if we don't. But I'll do a after the game show. So I'll either be in a good mood or I won't, but I'll do it. It's part of the deal. You got to take the good with the bad. It's not going to be fun if we lose. And this team, look, they're capable of beating us. That's why it's a big game, because they're good enough to beat us. They are. If we get beat, it'll probably be like 27-24 or something like that. It'll be in the 20s if I had to guess. But there's an 87.5% chance we win the game, according to ESPN and the professionals. And I think that's about right. I mean, you get up to 9-10 point spread, that's a lot. Two scores is a lot. Oh, let's see. Well, crap. You may be right about that. We'll see. He looked great in that first game. I mean, he only played 2 quarters, but he looked good. But here's the thing. You can't throw off your back. So, I mean, South Carolina busted that offensive line. They busted them. I couldn't believe it. I mean, it was like they were running through there, and it was like paper mache offensive line. One time they rushed 3 guys and got to the quarterback. And they had 6 people blocking. And South Carolina rushed 3, and they got to the quarterback. I couldn't believe it. Cajun Vol, you're right. You are correct. Let's see here. Secondary. I hope you're right, Django. I really hope you're right. We don't know yet. You know, the last 2 games, our secondary hasn't allowed a touchdown. That was Iowa, which was a totally different defensive backfield. And then, of course, against, UT Chattanooga, which I don't really count. So this will be our first good test. It's a good quarterback. Normally, a good quarterback burns us up. I mean, you remember the Kentucky quarterback last year who wasn't very good, threw for over 300 yards. And 2 years ago, they had the Anthony Richardson guy who put on his Superman cape and threw for like 400. So that'll be the key. But we'll stop their run. That's not where if they beat us, it won't be there. It'll be through the air. All right, yeah. So I'm, Butch Beamer. South Carolina's not very good, but their defense is, and that helps them a lot. But when they play a team that's got an offense, they'll struggle because you're not going to be able to rely on Lenore. And that's I told you the guy's very talented. He could be a good quarterback one day. He's just got fundamental issues. That's why he threw those the interception that was terrible. And then he almost threw another one, and then he fumbled it a couple. He doesn't have the experience, and it's really hard to get experience in the SEC. But I got to give South Carolina credit for their defense. Their defense did this to Kentucky. So it is what it is. All right, let me give y'all something. Let me see the best ending here because our game's here in about a minute or two. Well, I'm sure they're going to do a bunch of BS starting it out because it's the Mayo Bowl or whatever the crap they call it. Let's see. Y'all want the FSU? No. Let's do the same way. Let's do this one.
Say when.
All right. So that's how we'll end it because it's almost 7:30. All right, folks. It's time to get it done. Nico and that defense. And we're going to get to see James Pierce tonight. I'll promise you he's going to be going all out. Should be a heck of a ball game. I'll see you after the game.